Alright, so what's up, y'all, man? I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm gonna be reacting to the homie Richie. So they just did a whole interview with Reselling, just basically talk about shoes and, you know, do's and don'ts to, you know what I mean, this whole reselling thing. So let's check it out and see what they talked about.
But it's definitely died off. Like, I used to be able to sell box logos for $1,000 plus. Now it's like I'm struggling to even sell one for like $600. It's
okay. I made a couple videos about I'm off Supreme. What's going on, everybody? With sneakers being more in demand than they ever were, I'm sure you've noticed sneaker reselling has taken a crazy turn within just the past couple of years. In 2019, Business Insider reported that the sneaker resale industry was valued at $2 billion and projected to triple by 2025. With sneaker cons gaining even more popularity, investors doing buyouts for entire collections, it does not seem like the sneaker reselling industry has any plans of slowing down. In this video, we sit down with Subfed and Sneaker Invest, two resellers who have their own unique way of flipping sneakers.
I didn't go to my first sneaker summit in 2018.
Tips and advice, and ultimately what they think of everything going on right now. Let's hear what they had to say. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over do's and don'ts of sneaker reselling. Today we have Isaac, aka Sneaker Invest. Welcome to the channel, man.
What's going on?
So I say we get right into it.
Let's do it.
Alright, Isaac, so you are a successful sneaker reseller. Can you kind of tell the people what you do and why it works?
Right, so I basically resell in a method which is basically about holds. So if you guys don't know what holds is, it's holding a particular shoe for about 3 to 6 months and looking at the long-term value. So let's say for this shoe, for example, right here, I basically paid $160 for this Obsidian one, and then about 2.5 to 3 months later, they're going for $450.
But not only are you paying $160 for just one pair, you're buying in crazy bulk, right? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Right, so for basically a shoe like this, I'm basically buying like 100 plus pairs from Facebook groups primarily.
I've seen the photos, man. That's kind of what like got your name out there, right? The photos where it went crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely the photos, posting all of that, and you know, buying 100 pairs of those on like Facebook groups and whatnot, and consistently doing them more and more and more, and really proving that a method, you know, just holding shoes, I personally think is better than a lot of other resale methods.
So with that being said, what has been your biggest come up when it comes to sneaker holding?
I buy me a pair right now.
I would say that Travis got 4. I bought about 55 pairs.
Damn.
55
pairs.
From a sneaker reseller on Facebook?
Right, from a sneaker reseller on Facebook. And I bought them all for $400 each, and about 5 to 6 months later, they went for $1,000. So that's $600 profit per pair.
Bro, where's he getting all his money from?
$30,000.
Okay, over 30K.
Where's he getting all his money from, though?
On that one. Damn, that's crazy. On the Travis Scott 4s. Damn. All right, so going back to you buying in bulk, why are you buying from Facebook resellers rather than, you know, trying to get them directly from stores and using, like, you know, release dates and whatnot? Can you kind of touch on that?
Right, so for a while I actually tried doing that, and the thing about sneaker reselling is, you know, if something doesn't click with you, there's so many different ways of reselling, and if something doesn't click with you, you know, I think you should just move on to a different method. And buying on release date for retail, all that, none of that worked for me. So
it's a frenzy.
Yeah, it's definitely
you got
hard.
bots, you got everybody talking about that particular sneaker, basically focusing on that sneaker for that day. It's hard, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I just kind of took my own route, went a different route with reselling.
Man, that's pretty dope. I feel like you kind of like just took what didn't work, learned from it, and then found your own route, which is buying from people that already purchased on release day.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just throw it out there. What do you think of 2J's in? I mean, he's doing crazy buyouts.
Yeah, he's doing big things. He definitely has a really good way of reselling. He goes to all the sneaker cons and cashes out like $500,000 to $1 million in sneakers.
Damn.
It's insane. So you know how it just reminded me of him because you said sneaker buyouts. That's the first person I think of actually when I think of collection buyouts and whatnot. And he's probably buying them and then selling them at his store, obviously, right?
Yeah, he does that, and you know, luckily he has a store to where he can just sell as many as he can. So for him to buy, you know, $1 million in shoes at SneakerCon, he can easily flip that within 3 months in his store, and that turns into like 1.6 or something.
Okay, so with that being said, what would you say the initial buy-in is for someone that just wants to do what you do, buy in bulk? How much money would they need? and what would you say they should target right now
Good
on
question.
a Facebook group?
So if we're talking holds, I would recommend for everybody to have about 5 to 10,000 for a hold.
Okay.
So it's quite a lot of money, but that's the amount you want to have to make a hold like actually work well and make the most amount of money.
Okay.
So if you're right now looking to do a hold, I would say go on Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, and look up Royal Toe ones. Right, this is definitely a shoe that I think is going to go up a lot in the next.
Royal Toes.
Royal Toe ones, exactly.
AKA the
You look better in person.
Right.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
You look better
Okay,
in
so the
person.
Royal Toes you feel like are a good investment right now.
Right, because if you look at the bread toe ones, the grade school,
Yeah.
those basically went from I believe 250 to 550.
Price? How
Grade school.
are the girls buying them up, or the kids, or what?
It's I guess it's just the girls like and the kids. I don't really know. The people
You
with
don't
small
even-
feet, they're just buying them up.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Jordan 1, specifically the Royal Toes, would be something to look out for right now on the Facebook groups.
You know, I would definitely say so. If you can pick them up at around 200
Yeah.
to 220, and wait like 3 to 4 months or so, they're definitely going to go up by at least $100.
Okay. So
Man,
one thing
okay.
I gotta ask you is, to the average person, you recommended grade school Jordan 1s, that aren't hyped. Would you say it is kind of like unappealing? Wouldn't a lot of people rather spend, a bunch of money holding like men's sizes on Travis Scott 4s like you did earlier, opposed to a bunch of kids regular GRs? Can you kind of touch on that?
People, they can do what they want, but I feel like when you're doing like when you're reselling sneakers, typically you want to make the most amount of money. Like
Yeah.
you don't just want to play around and just like, for the culture, not for the culture, kids shoes, men's shoes.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, you do
I
it to
mostly
make the
choose
most
men's.
money. And when you can spend
Yeah.
160 on a pair of grade school shoes rather than 250 to 400 on men's, you can use your money a lot more efficiently. So you can spend less money
Okay.
to make more money rather than more money to make
The initial buy
Okay.
is cheaper.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Facts,
pretty
facts,
good advice. So yeah,
facts.
I would say if you guys are looking to resell, just kind of separate your personal
cool.
feelings towards the sneakers, and just it's all about business at the end of the day.
Yeah, you don't have to like a suit
Exactly,
to
Just talking to you,
buy the
I feel
suit,
like
be
you
selling.
just really stay in your lane
Yeah.
and like kill it in that lane. You're not
Yeah.
trying to do too much, right?
So yeah, I would basically say I personally just stick with Jordans. That's what I understand.
Okay.
I don't go into Yeezys. I don't go into any other Nike. Jordans. That's what I do. And
Okay,
so I
okay.
feel like a lot of resellers, they try and go into Adidas, Nike SB, Jordans, all at once, just hold everything. I actually saw somebody hold Calabasas Yeezys for like a year.
Okay.
They did nothing. And so when you stick to what you know, whether it be not even just certain shoes, when you stick to whether it be holds, botting, outlet
Crazy.
flips, bulk buyouts, that's where you're going to progress the most. Just find what you're good at. Don't look
Find
at
what you're
other. Don't
good
look
at,
at
yeah.
other people.
All right, so wrapping this video up, Isaac,
Okay.
you gave a lot of advice. I know a lot of people are looking at this video right now to see how they could potentially make some money off sneakers, because it is a pretty cool thing to do.
Yeah.
What is one word of advice you would like to leave them with?
I would say patience is definitely a big one.
Okay.
For a long time, I was not making much money at all in reselling until it really clicked for me and I started to understand, how to actually do it. So if you're new to reselling, stick with it. Don't give up. Be patient with it.
Got it.
Okay.
Like, don't
really
try to just do the quick flip, you're saying?
It's not going to work.
Well,
yeah.
your whole thing is called hold.
Yeah.
It's not make money, it's
You
hold.
can do quick flips to make money for holds,
Yeah.
but reselling as a whole, it's a patience game.
Man, yeah, that's facts though. With the whole reselling thing, this stuff takes patience. But man, with J's, especially Drum Ones, you can flip J's so fast, man. Shoes is the market. So, but yeah, man, I definitely agree with that, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me know what y'all want to see until next time. I'm out.